times anyway, always be soaking. Remember that. Did you see Glengarry Glen Ross? Anyone? Thank you. ABS, always be soaking. Watch it, it's such a good movie, and it's from where I'm from, which is Sheepshead Bay, and you can see the Sheepshead Bay train station, and that's my claim to fame. Oh wait, I have another claim to fame. I went to the Fame High School. That's my other. I really did, but I dropped out, so I'm not gonna live forever. Probably, I got another 10 years, maybe. So I'm just gonna flip these when they start browning, and I'm just preheating this pot over here, I think, so that I can start getting I'm not preheating it. Turn it on. So I'm preheating that, and I'm just gonna, always, when you're sauteing onions, garlic, shallots, and the like, aromatics, just remember to preheat, get the pan nice and hot before you put your oil in, and then put the oil and the onions in together, and then you'll have happiness. Otherwise, it's misery. I thought you'd be making a miserable, thank you. So what else? Do we have any questions thus far? Fashion questions, most likely? Yes? The what? The lentils? Oh, okay. So I actually, for this, I used canned lentils because I wanted to be pantry friendly or freezer friendly. But what I usually do, so that I always have lentils on hand, is just make a batch one day and then freeze them. So I don't soak them. I have these things you can't put in cookbooks because they're too hard to explain and too easy to mess up. But basically what I do with lentils is I just bring them to a boil and then then turn it off and let them sit there. And then they're always perfect. You know, sometimes you cook them and they're kind of falling apart. If you do it this way, they're kind of perfectly cooked. But I don't soak them first. And then I just drain them and freeze them. And then if I'm not planning on needing lentils for the apocalypse, I just put them in the fridge and use them throughout the week in bowls or in meatballs or in veggie burgers or whatever. So to answer your question, no, I didn't soak them. The other thing, another patented method of mine is for roasting veggies, especially root vegetables and potatoes and the like, is just set the oven super hot, get all your veggies chopped up on parchment with a little olive oil, salt and pepper, put them in for about 20 minutes till they're partially cooked, and then just shut the oven off and walk away. And then in about an hour, they'll be perfect. So I'm a lot more lazy than it would appear from cookbooks. Well, first of all the epic recipes Terry writes. If it took you 3 hours, I'm like, no, Terry, don't do it. And she's like, we have to skin these hazelnuts. It's pretty harsh. But yeah, so I just like things that I can just kind of leave alone. And I think heat is most people's downfall in the kitchen because they don't, they're burning stuff or not cooking it enough, and like that's the whole point of cooking is learning how to work with heat. So I feel like those little tips are really helpful for me anyway. Like remember to shut it off. Remember if your stuff is burning, you can, like a lot of people just let it burn, and what am I gonna do? And it's like everything's on fire, and it's like, shut this off. So, to avoid a lot of panic in the kitchen. So I was gonna saute these things, but it's not hot, but we're not eating this, so